Welcome to this edition of the Eagle Sports Coaches Show. We're now joined by Hall of Fame men's golf coach Dr. Rex Chaney, who's been associated with Morehead State since the 1950s. And Coach, let's first get into your assessment of the fall golf season. Like a lot of seasons, had its ups and downs with some really good performances and then some rounds that you'd prefer to forget. But as you kind of look back, let's start off by what you were happy with.
We have two young men that can play with anybody in the world. That's Will Branham and Logan Hogg. They're sophomores. They have made great progress. They work hard. I was not so happy with some of our other young men because one of the things we do in the fall, and we only played 4 tournaments. Normally we play 5. And we tried to get as many of our guys on the roster. In fact, we played 11 guys in tournaments in the fall. And we had 2 guys that came out smelling like rose, the 2 that we mentioned. And we had a couple kids who we really counted on who are sophomores eligibility-wise. That here we had Michael Fehrenbacher, who has the potential of anybody that's ever been here. All of a sudden he's got a bulging disc in his back, and we're having to deal with that, so he didn't get to play in the fall. And we have, Brad Martin, who had a spider bite, which knocked him out of fall tournaments. He played in our very first one, and he didn't particularly play well in it, but he's got a lot of ability. He comes from a family of golfers. Both his dad and mom play, and we're going to give him a hard look in the spring. Fehrenbacher's now, he was dismissed in terms of being able to practice last Wednesday. So he hit his first golf balls last Wednesday indoors since September. And he swung the club pretty good. So we're looking to play him in at least the first 3 tournaments in the spring.
The young men were given their holiday break late December, early January. Obviously, the temperatures and the climate here in eastern Kentucky is very challenging in the months of January and February. What is the team doing at this juncture to continue to prepare for the spring campaign in terms of lifting weights or doing things indoors to try to stay ahead of the curve?
We do 2 days a week of conditioning with our conditioning people, and this basically is stretching, core muscle buildup, and cardiovascular. We also are working out 4 days a week indoors, hitting balls, putting. The main thing we get accomplished indoors is our putting, and I just don't think you can get it done indoors. We've had nets up winter after winter, and hit balls. Then when you go outside, following the fly of the ball, it's different from what you've been used to. So we're doing a lot of work indoors, basically putting, some chipping, and then just swinging to keep our rhythm and tempo.
You alluded to the schedule a little while ago. It's going to be a very busy spring for the men's golf program. 7 tournaments total, including the Ohio Valley Conference Championship, and looks like it gets underway in March 10th and 11th at the Grover Page Classic in Jackson, Tennessee. But if you could just give us a couple highlights of your spring slate here, Coach.
Well, one of the things that we like to do in the spring is get further south where we get better weather. And we've done that, except Jackson, Tennessee is southwest Tennessee. And sometimes we get real good weather. Sometimes the weather's iffy there. I think our getting to Mission Inn, which is just halfway between Ocala and Orlando, beautiful, beautiful resort area, plenty of time to practice, and that's during spring break. I think that's going to help us immensely because we'll work from daylight to dark. Spring break, we can work as many hours as we want to. Then we go down to Boca Raton, Fort Lauderdale, and play in probably the best tournament we've ever played in. All the members come out to see the kids and help them, and we get the opportunity again to practice long hours after we get through playing, before we play, and I just think this is the direction we need to go in the spring. All of our tournaments in the fall, if you realize, we're in the state of Kentucky. But we're not going We're not going any further north than the Ohio River. We've got one tournament in Kentucky, and that's
Right.
UK's tournament,
Right.
55 miles away, but you never know what the weather's going to be mid-April.
And you want to get in as many events as you possibly can.
Yes.
That is the Hall of Fame golf coach here at Morehead State, leading the men's program, Dr. Rex Chaney. We'll be back with more. This is the Eagle Sports Coaches Show.